Okay, let's see if this is going to work. I hope. This is the cover pieces for the Eileen Hull journal die. And I have my two pieces there, and they'll go together like that when I put them together. But I'm not here to do the actual journal right now, just to show how I build a waterfall to go inside it. Make sure I have all my pieces. Okay, so what I did was I did all of my measurements. I've gotten all my scoring done because I want to build a waterfall that's going to allow me to use full 4x6 photos. So each of these pieces is cut so that when the fold is made, they're 6¼ by 4¼ with room to mat 4x6 photos. You have your 1/2 inch hinge, so that means each piece has to be cut 6¾ inches by 4¼ inches. And I'm going to have 4 pages, but you only have to score 3 of them. Then I have my little piece that I mount everything to, and that's cut 4¼ by 2 inches. And this is what I do to actually build the waterfall. I'm just going to glue each of these onto my base piece. Get it kind of tacked down there, and then I'll slip it over into place. So that's my first page. Then I open that up and put glue. Then put that one there. Then I fold this one down on top just so that I can make sure that they're even from side to side. Press that into place, and it doesn't hurt to take your bone folder and just give it a good press. Then fold that one up. And put this one in place. Do the same thing. And then on the back section, come on, raise up. I'm just going to line that up there. Then you'll see that's going to be the back page. So we don't have to score this one. And I'm just going to glue it into place. So I'm actually going to glue it into that fold. And then there's the waterfall completely built. Now, because I like to attach my closure for my waterfall, and I have my pieces cut to do that with, that's how those will go on. And what I do is measure this, because this is 4¼ so I know at approximately 2 1/8 inch. Let me drop down enough so that I can make that little mark there. And then I'll measure it from the back side as well. Most of the time I just eyeball this. I don't worry about actually measuring. Then fold that over. And the closure band is 1 1/4 inches. this one. Then I flip it over just to make sure that I've got it even from the front side, and then press all that into place. And because I like to do a slide on my waterfalls, so I don't do magnets anymore. I actually create, this is just to show some of the differences. I create a piece that will leave room for the piece to slide, and then that's going to be the top of my mechanism, and then that will slide down over the bands and keep it closed. Now normally when I do this, I make things like that go along with the book, so I don't do just random things, but this is just to show the concept of how I make one of these. And those two, I did give myself a little score line so that I would know where to put my glue at. And you want that to be glued into place good. And you could decorate that with another die cut shape. You could build a flower design on it. You could, like if you were doing it for a holiday theme, you could add a die cut that would represent that holiday. You could just build it up with layers of the same shape. Or you could even take, this is one of those little like cheesy cardstock. It's not a sticker, but it's like a little thing. I guess you put glue on it to make it into a sticker, but then you could attach it to the cardstock so it'd be a little more durable, cut it out and add it to that. So really whatever you would want to add onto your slide, and then find your opening. And usually what I do is I take my bone folder and give the opening a little bit of wiggle room. And of course all of this cardstock would have patterned paper layered onto it, so it would be a little stiffer and a little heavier and more durable. But this is just to show the concept of, okay, there we go. I had it bound so it didn't want to slide. There we go. I knew it fit because I had already done one just to sample it and make sure. So that would then be the little closure. And to open it up, you just slide that up, raise it up, and then you can get to all of your pages with, whether you put pictures on them or whatever you do to them, it'll all be there. Then I want to show you a little bit more about some of the little waterfalls that I have actually done in some of the journals. This is using Eileen's die, and this one I put the waterfall right here in the front. This is the slide for it, and there's the waterfall. Come on. I only put the decorative paper on one side of it though, and it just goes right back down there to keep that one closed. Then this waterfall in this book is also in the front, but I actually did a reverse waterfall. But this is the slide. I used a leaf shape to make it, and this waterfall actually has the outside page is the longest, and then as each page goes up, you'll see it's got the hinge there, and then this is the last page that's then actually attached to the inside of the book. And then you can see the waterfall effect goes the reverse direction. And then the little leaf is just the decorative slide on there just to keep it from kind of flapping whenever you open and close the book. Then the other thing I wanted to show was the difference in some of the cover widths that you can achieve using Eileen's die. And of course these are the same, but I did do them just slightly different. And then this one. So all of these spine widths are made from the same cover pieces that I cut out, just using the different methods for putting it together. I either butted the ends up like this and added another piece in the center, which is what this book consists of. This book consisted of overlapping it just the one time. Then these two spines were overlapping the entire section. Then this spine width was achieved by removing, because when the die makes the score lines, I removed one of these sections from each, so when I overlapped it, I was just left with just this part on the die, and it created the narrower spine. So you get a lot of versatility out of that die just in how you use it and put it together. Another thing you can do with it is you can actually take one cover piece, cut it in half this way, and make this little small size book. I did leave the spine, the full width, so when I put it together, it was the same as this width, and made a little journal. Well, this one's actually a photo book, but made it half that size. So that's just another versatile way of using that particular die for a different size journal. Then another thing I did here was I actually cut 3 cover pieces and turned it into a trifold. So it's got one cover piece, a middle back cover piece, and then another piece that has the spine, and then this one has what I call the red spine with both of sections. It has different waterfall and slide mechanism on it, and then just some other little things that I added to that particular one. Then this was the most recent one I did, and I did a little more elaborate decorating on the cover by adding some of the other, die cuts and kind of building up a little scene, and just because I just really like to do that kind of stuff. And then I did the same on the inside front cover here. I just kind of repeated the little fence and turned it into a pocket and made just one little journal insert. Then on the piece that folds in here for the trifold, I used, this is another one of Eileen Hull's dies, and I made just a little fold over that would slide under it. Then my waterfall here, I took a piece of the fence and turned it into the slide. I just cut the section that I needed, and then it just slips on. It's hard to do when I can't see. I didn't want to put my big old head up in there trying to see it. There we go. And then it just slides down over that bottom and keeps the waterfall flap closed. And then I made just a removable insert here that slides down over a little belly band that I put in up here. So this could be replaced as because I've just made a little paper tablet there. So that's just another way of utilizing that die. Then for this one, this is actually one of my favorite ones, is to make it with the little skinny spine on there. And then I made one insert, and this is all done with art papers. This is watercolor paper. The entire book is made with watercolor paper. And then I use drawing paper on the inside, and I just put the one insert. And the way I folded it up, it left me a little pocket on the other side here. So that's just another versatile way of using that die. But this is the little waterfall that keeps the little flap closed. And that's just how easy it is to make that, to add to this particular size journal. And then all you have to do is just convert your measurements for any other size that you need to make. So I hope that helped and answered the questions that some had been asking me. Okay, later.